What up, beautiful people? It's your boy Nate Jackson. It's another episode of Opinionated. I'm excited to be here. Obviously, it's about to be much more consistent. We have gargantuan guests, wonderful conversations. Hopefully, you went back and watched the one with Ralph Barbosa or the one with DC Young Fly. Today, I got my homeboy, somebody that I'm very fond of, Amir K.
What's up, Nate?
Man, you're a savage.
It's so good to be here, bro. I'm so proud of you, dog. Like, I am so proud of you.
I'm glad you pulled up.
Yeah.
So let's get into some podcasting.
Let's go.
You know?
Dude. Just got the deck of cards.
How you feeling, first of all?
I'm feeling good, bro. I'll be honest, I'm a little juiced. I'm a little tired, bro.
Okay. So I'm not gonna hold you any longer than necessary.
Well, then I'll just go up and get out of here.
We gotta figure out. We got. I want the people to know though. Like,
yes.
How long you been doing comedy?
16 years.
16 years, and have been a savage for, if not the whole 16, at least the 15 I've known you have.
I appreciate
So did you just go on stage the first time and kill?
I don't know, man. You know, it was like, how old are you?
Yeah, so you just walk right on stage. You just walk right on stage and killed?
This guy's an actor, man.
I play between the age of 28 and 48.
Yeah, I got you, bro. No, but like, you know, I started a little bit later in comedy, man. I was 27 when I started.
Okay.
So I think at that time you're like kind of a little bit more, you lived a life a little
Seasoned.
bit. Not seasoned, but you just know yourself a little more. You know,
Yes.
like you're a little bit more comfortable in your skin maybe. And then you've like, you know, we were always funny kids, I'd imagine. Like, you know, I was always telling stories at parties and stuff. So like it just translated to the stage. I feel like, you know, doing open mics, I just treat it like I was at a party with my friends and just
telling a story.
Jokes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like, yeah, I think I started off I moved a little faster than maybe some people.
What was Home Club?
Haha.
I thought so.
Yeah,
Lancashire?
that's where we met.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Jack and Terry, man.
Yeah, shout
and
out
Lil
to
Jack or Jack Jr.
Where's Haha?
Lancashire.
North Hollywood. It's like the start, man. Everyone starts there. And, you know, it's a great club if you want to get time.
Because they're not like gatekeeping
Just
getting a set. You know what I'm saying?
They put a lot of people on. Like a lot of guys that are out now, like doing big numbers and all that, they started there. And we did, and that's why I met him. And then you just see like killers, and that's
It
funny.
was just close to the crib. If you lived in North Hollywood right now, you probably bounce back between their flappers and, you know, some mics and stuff like that, like at the Federal and stuff like that. But you be gigging a lot, you know?
Yeah, you can get up a lot. You know, it's like a place that you could just go. I would go there every day. I worked there for free for like 7 months.
Nice.
Just to do the open mic for you know, like, so I wouldn't have to pay because they would like charge you $5.
$5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$5. I got $5.
$5
Jack
to
didn't
go
give a
up.
shit. You give him $100. He's like, you get it for the rest of your life.
Right.
You just want it sold,
Literally.
You know? Yeah. He'd be like, you have open mic, and then he'd be like, all right, do you have to re-up?
Yeah.
There was like, because there was like crazy people doing that open mic.
Tons.
There's a dude, I don't know if you remember him, Mike Dick. He would come and record every set, and this dude was awful. Dude, I remember when I started, I was like, oh my God, this guy is like a real comedian.
Mike Dick?
Yeah, he would go around. He had different names throughout. I figured out he had different names throughout
His career.
the years of coming up. They're like,
Right.
no, we used to call him Monkey Bones. So he was Monkey Bones before. Now he's Mike Dick. But he would come and he had the shittiest car. I remember I did the first open mic there, and he cornered me. And he goes, "You're never gonna make it, man." He told me, he's like, "You're never gonna make it, man. I've seen you. I've seen everybody, man. You're not funny."
He's running around telling everybody that.
Yeah. He was telling me, he cornered me and told me I'm not gonna make it. And then I'm
You're like,
driving-
what's your name? He's like, Monkey Bones.
Yeah, he
You're
goes,
like,
Mike Dick. I go, oh, what the fuck are you talking about? Then I'm driving home, dude. And I was like, oh shit, this is like a seasoned vet comic. You know,
Right.
he's older. And then I'm like driving, I look over, and it's this guy, like this, in his beat up shit car, just like, and he's like looking down like this, like he has his head in his hand, and he's just like miserable. And it's him. You know, it's the guy. And I'm like, fuck, this is what I'm signing up to do. You know, like this is a guy that's done, because he told me, he's like, I've been doing this 20 years or something.
Right.
And I was like, that's what I'm going to look like in 20 years. This is what this career is, you know?
And how far along were you in?
I
when
was
you saw
like, that was my first mic. Like he
He was,
but he was one of those dudes that was kind of like just hating on you if you came in, you know?
the guy's
like,
a dick.
yeah, he was a dick.
You don't do that.
But anyways, it was a great
But
club. to
what he
start.
showed you is worse than what he told you.
Yeah.
He told you he ain't gonna make it. Then he showed you that he didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just terrible.
That's
Fuck.
exactly that.
Golly. So you hit the ground with some experience. So and that, that's not the first time I heard that or have seen somebody waiting till they're a little older and they're very sure of themselves, and then they have like a more rapid ascension.
Yeah.
But Tony Baker started comedy very late.
Dude, Tony was around the same time. So Tony had been in the game maybe a year or two before. when I
Yeah,
started.
but Tony was like
we would
had
be
a
at the-
family. He was
Yeah.
married. He was a grown ass man.
and funny as hell.
Yes.
Like Tony was always like top of the competitions. Whenever there was competitions, we would like be in the
He always
finals
did
and
really good. He always, and then he was good at. I'm saying was like he died. He's very good at back when set list mattered. Like I'm not saying that like set list doesn't matter. I'm saying like back when you're like in the green room, kind of seeing the crowd and be like, okay, which jokes am I gonna say? Like that would like Tony would be good at selecting.
Oh, dude,
So
Tony.
if
was
the
a
audience
monster.
changed, Tony had something for somebody. Like I took him to Okinawa. We did Marines,
And he had something for that.
he had something for all the Marines. He had something. He just look at the crowd and he'd be like,
Tony
okay,
was a beast.
let me do this one and that one. You know what I mean? Now
Where you
Tony's
at?
like, I'm
With
gonna
the hand like this.
It's splendid. Like, you know,
I love Tony.
now he's like, I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? He does him.
He's so
and the crowd
good.
is there for
Dude,
him.
that guy could rant like out of
nowhere.
everyone. One of the best ranters.
He had a podcast alone.
Yeah,
Called
and he
Verbal
could do it.
Jousting.
He could do it. I mean, that's the guy to do that.
Yes.
I mean, Tone is so prolific, and then he would be like at the mics always with something new.
Yes.
You know, like I remember every day at the hop, I was like, damn, this guy writes so much.
Like a savage.
But when you're working with guys like that, that makes you like want to step.
makes
your
you wanna
game up. And,
grind.
like that's why I think LA and like when you know these comics that are stay local all the time, it's like
And I said, Tony, if you're gonna, I said, he's local. I said, if you're gonna stay local, local's big here though. Like that's, you got the whole IE, you got the Pacific, you got all of that. You can hit it all. So Tony, one year he may have done it for a few years, but he would track how many times he's gone up.
Yeah.
So you'd see him get off stage and then pull out this little book, and then he'd write down.
you never did that.
Me?
I did that all the time.
I had tallies, but I wasn't like I did Pacific Palisades show on.
Yeah, I would make notes. I did it for the first 3 years, and I was just like, fuck it, we're doing.
Well,
so many
his
things.
goal was to do more shows than there was days in the year.
Well, I would do that. I was like 600 something sets like first 3 years. I would do like 500 to 600.
Yeah, and I told him, I said, if you're gonna gig around LA locally, you can hit 900
Yeah.
in 1 year.
900 is a lot.
That's fucking crazy. But
Dude,
you
I would
could.
gig every single night and do multiples, and I think I got up to like 630 something.
What's
You
the
could do
year?
9.
What's the year that this is all going on?
I started in 2009. When did
Okay.
you start, Nate?
Oh, 3.
03?
Yeah,
Damn, so you were
24
cooking.
years.
Because when Nate, I remember seeing
but I
it,
didn't
was
move
like,
to LA. I moved to LA pretty quick too. So
Yeah.
I moved to LA in 2006.
but Nate was a beast. Like you could always tell he's funny, and now it's like it's. I don't know, man. It's funny when you see like the guys. Like even when you start, you're like, no, okay, Tony's gonna be a guy.
It's like boxers.
Yeah,
no
it's
one's
like-
coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
With his
You're
Golden
like,
Glove.
that
you're
guy's
like,
gonna be a guy. That guy, this guy should quit, but he's probably not.
Yeah.
right. He'll still fucking be around.
But
you know?
it's like that thing you can't shit on anyone's dream. Everyone's got a dream, and we're all in the same boat. But you just get it. You're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna be with this guy for a long time because if you know you're gonna stay in the game, you're like, okay, I'm gonna be hanging out with this guy forever.
At some point, now or in 6 years, like there's no point. And that's why I always thought it was crazy when I see somebody come in and they're just like they don't understand that. And they're like burning bridges left and right. I'm like, you do realize.
These are the same dudes you're gonna be hanging with the whole
and
time.
ladies.
women. Yeah.
Like, everyone's going to be around each other
Don't cancel
forever.
me,
I literally said the same thing. There was a dude in my local scene. He was like the head honcho of the local club. He didn't like me. He had a roast show one night and he cussed me out in front of the club. And then after that, I was 6 months in and he was doing this, but he couldn't get booked or anything. And I'm like, man, why are you doing this? Like, we're never going to bump into each other.
Right.
Now, like Sue Raw, he moved to New York. Sue Raw bumped into him. She goes on the road with Nate. And she told me she met him. I'm like, see, like eventually I'm going to be in a room with him. And I'm like, but I always think back to that. That was like 4 years ago now. But I'm like, you just treated me like you ain't never gonna see me again, and we're like coworkers.
Dude,
like,
that shit weeds itself out too. Like that type of dude doesn't last long in the
Doesn't.
game. And then like it just weeds itself out, it works itself out. The dudes that are funny are gonna at one point or another, they're gonna do it,
And
Like
even if
Nate-
you're
like-
not funny yet, the ones that work hard and are like a part, like you get it, you're in the scene trying to move the needle, and like the funny will come.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's funny though, so it's not like he's trying to still get funny, but he's at the stage where it's like he has a strong pen, but presented it in a way where it's like loose, free, and I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And that takes it takes reps.
It takes reps.
It takes
bro.
like show
And everyone
500 in 1 year that you're like, it clicked.
Yeah.
I don't
and
give
for-
a fuck what these people think no more. But I took him to Europe, and Europe was an epiphany because it was like, yo, we're actually killing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if they're behind in their comedy, but it was like everything we said was like fucking a drip from Lake Minnetonka. Like it was really. And so he was like, man, it was nuts because it's like I don't know how I could go back thinking that that I'm regular after this.
Yeah.
Which is facts. You just killed in Sofia, Bulgaria. How are you gonna?
Sofia,
you're gonna struggle and fucking
Sofia Vergara. I killed over there.
literally, and you're gonna come back and be concerned about your set in Lakewood. I think
Yeah.
you're good.
Yeah.
And so, so the people that work hard and get to it, the funny will come. But it's a trip. It's a trip to Tony Baker's, Amir K, to jump out and to be much older. But why did you wait until you did to do comedy?
I always made excuses, because I was like, it was one of those like fear of like.
Because I know they tried to get you on stage.
Yeah, no. When I was
dared you, they fucking
all the time, bro. I mean, it wasn't a surprise. Like if you ask anybody I went to high school with or whatever, they're like, oh, that I'm doing comedy. They're like, oh, this was like a thing. Like,
Were you class clown?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I was in my yearbook too.
Every year, class clown, whatever. So if they all knew that was a thing. And then when I was like 18, I tried comedy. Like
you did?
Yeah, I tried it. And
why isn't that your start date?
This is what happened. So I started it, and it was at this bar called Chester Drawers. I was like 17 or some shit or 18, and I didn't even. It was 21 and over. So
Where's Chester Drawers?
It's in Costa Mesa.
Okay.
Like close to Newport Beach. And so I was living over there with my cousins at the time, and I went to that place. I found out they had an open mic.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to Orange Coast College.
Nice.
And I was in the theater. So any like elective class I got, I would do some performance art thing.
Yes.
So it was always like theater or something like that, or like, there's like this sketch thing that we had. It was like kind of like SNL.
Nice.
So like you do sketches all year, and then at the end of the year you put up a show.
Presentation. Yeah.
Yes. And it was like, so all that shit, I loved that.
That sounds fun.
It was so fun, bro. And I was really good at it. I was like really good at the characters and all this stuff. And so I always wanted to do it. But then, we're immigrants. You know what I mean? So like telling
you bullshitting.
What's that?
You are?
Yeah, I'm from Iran.
What?
Yeah, I was born in Iran, dog. I came when I was 5.
No, I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah. I said, Nate, what the fuck?
Motherfucker said you're looking 100% Iranian. What do you mean?
I didn't know that. So
Fuck you look like an Iranian dignitary chilling on the weekend. You're Iranian.
You got me, bro. I'm tired as a day.
Okay, so because of you being an immigrant, you're like, dog, we just
No, because my dad brought us here. So I'm like, you think, okay, dude, they did sacrifice their whole life, and I'm gonna tell them I'm gonna go be a clown. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just a hard pill to swallow to be like, hey man, this is a very unsure road I'm about to journey.
Commit to for real. Yeah.
And so at that age, like, he's like, go to, like, college was so big, like, you have to go to school, like, because they know that that's a surefire way to get on.
At least
like,
to get a bare minimum of life, quality of life. A bare minimum, yeah.
Because if you go to study to be like a doctor or a lawyer or some shit, you're going to end up making a little bit of money to be financially secure.
Even if you're a bad one.
Right.
But they know they don't have to.
They know that's
you're good, yeah.
Right. So that's why I think it's not coming from a malicious. Like I used to think, they don't want you to do it because they don't want you to fulfill your dreams. No, they just want you to be secure, so they know that their sacrifice was worth some shit.
This is how my mom said it, and we're not immigrants. But she said, you get your degree, and you can do whatever the hell you want.
Right. And that was kind of like
that's all she said. Because I was like, I'm about to drop out of school and do comedy now. Because I got dared while I was an undergrad.
You got what?
I got dared to do comedy while I was an undergrad, and it hit. Because it was like all students, so no one had ever seen any comedy. It was the most nurturing possible place a person could go up. 12 students with a 3x5 card reading jokes, and 8, now a quarter of them were like trash. Another quarter were cool, and then the quarter were like good. No, then there was good, and then the top 3 were like, oh, these kids actually got talent.
Right.
And I thought I was gonna just smoke everyone.
Right.
And I didn't. I lost to the guy that dared me.
Wow.
And then there was this fat white dude that was third. He had a great joke where he was like, I'm so big I can't wash my own back. So I put soap on the walls of my shower, and then I just do like this.
Oh, that killed, bro.
That act out rocked college kids. And he's just fucking shimmying on stage and rubbing his back. Oh, man, he was killing. And then the kid that beat me, John Fowler, his joke was, he said he took a ghost poop. And everybody's like, what the fuck? He was like, yeah, I took a ghost poop, man. And the way he said it was like crazy, like just fix your hair and say it. Like it was just like, yeah, I had a sandwich, man. No, I took a ghost poop, man. It's where you sit down and you poop. And then you look, and the poop's gone.
He's a Dane Cook. This was the Dane Cook era.
I have no idea. I was watching Monique's Big Black Comedy Show and Rodney Perry, and like my influences was like Def Jam that was just popping right. And so, yeah. But he's like, took a ghost poop. And then he says, this is where the poop goes away. I sat back down, the poop came back. kiss my nuts. Fucking place goes crazy.
Yeah, sure.
Right? Well, we're all kids. I'm pretty sure everybody
Does that
was
guy do comedy still or
mimicking.
no?
None of them do.
Wow.
None of them do. He actually moved. He went on to become an international, like, very good poker player.
Wow.
Yeah, of all things. And I remember there was one time we had nothing to do with comedy. There was a house game or something. He was like, "Come over." It was like 4 folding tables set up. I must have had. I think I had like a full house or something. And he goes, I'll never forget this shit. I'm like, and I hadn't played No Limit. He's like, "I'm all in," and I'm like, "No, I'm all in, right? Like, you're fucking about to get toasted." He goes, "Nate Jackson, I'm unbeatable." I said, "What?" He goes, "I said I'm unbeatable, Nate Jackson." And then somebody else was like, "I'm all in." He was like, "I'm unbeatable."
Yeah.
Who goes in after I say I'm unbeatable? And I was like, "You can't beat a fucking full house, dog." I'm like, "Just send me my pie." He was like, "All you're doing is touching my chips," right? Turns over a fucking straight flush in a house game, diamond, somewhere in the middle. And I remember being like, who the fuck gets a straight flush? Like, if you play poker a lot.
That's an impossible hand.
What?
Yeah.
So it was literally like, I haven't even seen that in a human having it. Like, yeah, on the game, it might be like, oh, you're like, oh, whatever. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Lost my little $15. But I just remember being like, God damn, you are good at poker. So it wasn't a surprise to me. He was like, dude, because I told him, I was like, we went to Sofia, Bulgaria. He was like, I fucking actually played there once. I'm like, what? He was like, yeah, I was an international poker superstar, and we played all over the world, and I was in Sofia, Bulgaria playing. It's like, what the fuck? So that's what he does.
That's crazy.
That's what he does. So you're older, you decide finally, all right, I'm gonna do some comedy. You're at Chester Drawers.
Yeah, it was like a one-shot
That was
deal.
18 years
It was
old.
an open mic type shit. I had to use my brother's ID to get in
Wow.
because like I wasn't old enough. He was a few years older than
You guys
me.
look alike?
We look alike, yeah, at the
Okay.
time. And then I had his ID for a fake ID. So I went in there and I did the set and it was good. I was actually good. Like I was like, like got laughs. And I remember like a couple people came up to me and they were like, "Hey man, how long you been doing?" I was like, "Oh, it's my first time." But I had worked on a 5-minute chunk, like in
Nice.
the mirror, like, and it was all about where I worked. I was a waiter at the time. So I was like, all the characters were all the guys that I worked with.
Nice.
And so I would do this jokes about them. And then my cousins that I lived with, he had a dog. So I would do jokes about his dog and how he talked to the dog.
Right.
And then like, it was funny. It was actually funny, but it was like, very amateur shit. But
You killed.
it was good. Yeah, I actually
Yes.
killed for that room. And then I remember the guys coming up and they're like, "I can help you write. I can help you do this. You gotta, I was like, what the fuck? So I did it a few more times after that.
Okay.
And then I was like, okay, cool. And this was a time I was about to go to like apply for colleges. Like I was at a junior college and I was about to go like apply for all these colleges. My brother was at UCLA, so I was like, I should probably try to go there too,
Right.
like to make my dad happy. And so like I was like, all right, I know I could do this. Let me go do like the school shit for my dad real quick, and then I'll come back to this.
Right.
And then I just kept making excuses. So then I went to school, but I kept doing
At
like
UCLA?
yeah. And dude, Max Amini, Max?
Yeah.
Max went to UCLA too. I got
Didn't
into
know
UCLA.
that.
I met him there. Dude, we're like 2 out of fucking 4 Iranians that do comedy. You know what I'm saying? Like out of like Iranians, there's probably max, there's like a handful.
I was an undergrad I went to 3 colleges, but I did a 1.5 years at Florida Memorial College in Miami.
Yeah.
A small HBCU in North Miami Gardens.
Yeah.
Malik S was in my class
That's
with me.
crazy.
Swear to God.
Yeah.
In class with me, not just on the same
Like
yard.
you guys were friends.
Like he was fucking, no.
Oh,
I just knew him. Like he had these little, I remember he had dreads, but they were like, they were the smallest dreads I've ever seen. Like they were like, not small like length, like they were really like thin dreads, but it was a style. So he had he sat like maybe 5 rows ahead of me. We had an auditorium style seating. So you just sit in the theater and I'd see Malik up in front of me. To think Malik S is just like fucking writing the neighborhood and literally Said's right-hand man. So I understand that feeling. Yeah. And every now and then, like when we're out and about,
it's crazy. I'm
we'll
like,
be
dude,
Flomo, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
like
you're a Bruin, Max is a Bruin.
So he just came in there too, and he was like, in the theater department. So I was like, how the fuck did you get into the theater department? Like that was like the
hard.
Yeah. And also I wanted to do that, but I'm like, how the hell did you get in here? and do that because I was like, oh, I'm gonna get in with like history and switch to that.
Right.
My dad wouldn't go for it. You know, he's like, what the fuck are you talking
right.
about? Like, what? So he was doing that. So I was just so envious of him to be able to do that. And then he started comedy. He took me to another mic when I was in college.
Wow.
And then me and Max, like the only two of
Max
fucking
Amini.
five Iranian comics. And this is like in 2003 or some shit. I graduated in 2004.
Right.
But then I went and did real estate, and Max continued to do comedy
Mm.
for all those years. And I just didn't do comedy again until 2000, like the market crashed when I was doing real estate.
Okay.
And then it gave me a reason. I was like, oh, I'll go make money. And I started to make a bunch of money doing real estate.
Right.
So that kept me away from it.
Yes.
And then when everything went to shit, I lost my condo. I lost everything.
Everything.
I said, fuck it. Why am I even trying to go re-up my, appraisal career when I can go like live a dream?
Because you remember the guy in the car like this.
Yeah.
You remember
no,
Monkey Bones.
No, but I didn't meet Monkey. I hadn't met him yet.
I know. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But no, that's what I was thinking. Like, I was like, oh, fuck, this is going to be a long road. And I remember Max, I came back to LA and Max was already doing shit. He was at the Laugh Factory. I'm like, what the fuck?
Where'd you go?
So I went to Orange County. I went back to like where I was from.
Oh, see.
And my boy at the time had this like appraisal company. And so he was making, like, that was the time where the appraisers and
The bubble loans.
lenders were
Yeah.
making all this money. He had 2 Porsches in the garage. $500,000 house at the time was like a fucking mansion.
Yeah.
And he had this crazy house in Long Beach. He's like, dude, come move in with me, man. You can start working. I'm 21, 22.
Young
I said,
man's
"Fuck yeah."
dream.
Dude, I started working there up until I was like 24, 25. I started my own business. It starts to make a bunch of money. I have a G-Wagon. I got a condo in Huntington Beach. I'm fucking 25 years old. And then like a couple years later, I lost 70% of my business in a month. When that bubble
Wow.
tanked, it
Yeah.
was 2008. And I had a girlfriend at the time from Maryland that had moved to Orange County for me. She moved to
Wow.
my condo in Huntington Beach. And then she got a job in LA at this PR company. So I'm like, fuck, this is my chance. Like, I let my condo go. I said, fuck it, I'm gonna go start over.
Right.
And then I was 26, and I became 27. That's when I started.
You moved in with her and
Well, yeah,
LA
her mom.
so you
Her
can
mom
gig.
was like, they were kind of like well off a little bit, and like her mom paid for our apartment there, and it was right
Oh,
across from the Laugh Factory.
You got a holding deal.
Dude, I got a holding deal. But like, it was like that was the start. Because
You
I
got a
couldn't-
holding deal.
bro. But I had my.
But did the
condo.
mom believe in you?
She did to a point, but they didn't want me to do it. I don't think because they were like, dude, just get married to our daughter. You know, like just
Right.
fucking.
Get some stability in marriage.
Yeah, dude. Like, because she had a company.
Was she Iranian too?
No, they weren't. They were white.
Okay.
But like she was like, they had a good like a freighting company, and I tried to work there. They tried to give me a job.
Real
there.
quick, did your neck itch?
What?
The nonverbals on like, no, she was white was crazy.
Yeah, she was white.
Were you didn't want to be with a white girl?
No, I like white girls.
Okay, so we're good.
Yeah.
So you had the white girl. The white mom is like, that house is paid for a year.
Well, no, the house, it was like an apartment, but she was like, okay, you guys go over there. I'll get the apartment. I had I had people living in my condo. So I was like,
Okay.
I was like getting the rent on that, not
Yeah.
paying the mortgage. So I was like, fuck it. I put so much money in this house. I put like 30, 40,000 in the house to remodel the place. And then I wasn't going to get it back. I was like, I lost everything.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let me
So I'll
just
take this
fucking-
rent and keep it.
Yeah, dude. I was like, you know what? And I told the people, I said, hey, this could be, I'll give you guys notice, but like, this could be any moment. Like I just,
How long did they give you?
And I gave them like super cheap rent, you know?
Yeah, but how long do they get to write it out before you?
Well,
got
dude, they gave me like some 90-day notice or 30-day notice, but then they didn't take the house for like, months. So they could have been in there. So the place was empty for a
Like,
while.
I have a homeowner that lived in a house that was like somehow the bank lost track of it, and he lived in it for a decade.
Dude, at that time,
And he rented it out. Like he lived downstairs, and he had like families living upstairs. Families don't give a fuck. They're like,
No,
as long as you
because,
let
like-
us know how long we got
Right.
for this kind of rent, we're coming.
yeah, I didn't want to screw them over. I didn't want,
Right.
like someday like somebody comes and puts a lock on their door.
Yeah.
So I told them, but then like I was because they told me and then they didn't do shit for months.
Yeah.
So that place was just empty for months, and then it ended up getting foreclosed. And then I owed Bank of America a bunch of money. But then at that time, everyone foreclosed on their places.
Yes, they just
So
forget you.
they just like forgave it at some point. But then it took me years, and I checked my credit. I was like in comedy,
Yeah.
and I was like going to lease a car, and I was like, I went in there and
I don't
I
know.
check it. I go, "Ooh." And the guy goes, "It's great." I go, "Yeah, I told you."
Finally got
yeah,
off of there.
Yeah.
7 years.
He said it's great. I said my credit's great. What the fuck are you talking about? So then I got the car, and I was like, "Oh, dude, it was such a relief." But it was a little stressful time. But when we started comedy, we lived like after I broke up with my girl.
Oh no.
Like, well, yeah, because her parents were like, "What are you doing?" And then, because they came to watch me at the Haha.
you killed?
No, dude. I mean, they came to the haha.
You bombed in front of the holding deal.
It wasn't even like a bomb. It was what it was.
But it wasn't like he's a star and we're good.
And they're like at this club that's
Crazy
like
judging you. Yeah,
you know it's
the
not,
haha.
It wasn't it was like nacho and like you know like the shit's like got stains everywhere. And her parents are like kind of like in they go to fancier place.
Right.
And like what the fuck is this? And like all the misfit comics are hanging out like. Wearing shitty, like everyone looks like a bum.
Greg's in there yelling.
Yeah, Greg, like, yeah, right. Yeah, Greg Wilson's in
Fucking
there.
hit him, motherfucker, right, bitch?
Yeah, Greg, dude, I love Greg to death.
That's my guy.
And he was like, I remember he was teaching a comedy class when I was working at the Ha for free, and I would go sit in on it, and he goes, "I've done everything you want to do in comedy." And so then he pulls up one night. He's like, "We're doing a gig at the Ranch. Do you remember the Ranch
Yeah.
in San Miguel?"
Yeah.
And he takes me with him. It was one of the first road gigs I ever did. Pulls up in the biggest bucket I've ever seen. I go, dude, you're a comic that's made it to it. He's like, I can't drive. You got to drive. I was like, all right, fuck it.
Jesus
So I
Christ.
take my little piece of shit car that I had at the time, and we ran out of gas like 5 minutes into the trip, dude.
Fuck.
And it was just like a disaster. I go, this is what comedy is? Like this is a guy that's done everything I want to do. He
Right.
said it.
Right.
He said it in the class. I've done everything you want to do in comedy. And I didn't realize like, oh, there's levels to this shit. You know, like
Yeah.
there's totally like, and Greg, like, God bless the dude, because he taught me so much, like starting out.
That's my guy.
Dude, I love Greg so much. And yeah, it was just funny, man. We went there and we like stayed at a Motel 6. I'm like, I'm fucking doing the road, but it felt so good, you know?
Yeah,
I was
because
like,
you're out there. You don't give a fuck.
It was so great, dude.
So the mom shows up to judge the entire lifestyle.
well, she just sees it and goes like, what the fuck? How
She's sitting
long?
on the itchy
How long
pillow.
is this gonna be? You know, and it was a decent. I didn't like bomb, but it wasn't like.
Either way, she's like, how long
Polished.
before you are on my TV?
Yeah, exactly, something like that. And then
Yeah.
they kept having like talks. I remember one dinner we had, and like they were like she said, "What if you don't make it?" Or somebody said that, and I just got up and walked out. And I was like, "Fuck!" I was so in deep already,
Right.
and like my girl was working at the time. Like she would work till 5 o'clock. You
PM.
know, yeah, 5 p.m. But I would go to the mic at 6.
Yeah.
So it
you-
was like
you
we
only
never
had
saw
30
it. Yeah,
fucking
then
minutes.
at some point we just like it was just not happening.
Right.
You know, and then I was like, all right. And then I just moved out with this dude, Jason McLeese, at the time.
Oh,
And,
I don't know him.
You don't know? He doesn't do comedy anymore, but he was like working at the haha with me. And
Okay.
then we got a little apartment. He had a shitty apartment, and then I moved out of my girl's place, and then we got a little shitty apartment together. It was like $1,300 a month.
Were you able to swing that?
Yeah, right, dude. It was because it was right by the Comedy Store. It was like on Fountain.
Are you were on the wall over there?
Now, yeah,
Nice.
took years though. Took
Yeah,
years.
it takes years. I'm not on the wall. I'm like, I have literally produced shows here for years.
I did the same thing, but dude, that shit doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Who
at
are
all.
you telling?
I mean, it does. I'm saying,
Trust me,
no.
I already said,
Yeah,
if you want to put me on there, put me on there, but I don't give a fuck.
and it's just such.
I
a
bet
different
if I
thing.
say, let me get a main room show right now, I bet I could get a spot.
Yeah.
Or
you sell it out. It
the
doesn't
night
matter.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's all like the gatekeepers change. Anybody that's new, that's listening, that wants to like do comedy, just go where you get love. Like Nate will tell you,
Go where you want
Go where
it.
you want it, and go where you can just get the reps in.
Dog, I
Everyone-
went to the mothership,
Yeah.
and the guy who was the gatekeeper at the Comedy Store
Oh, Adam.
was the gatekeeper at the mothership.
Oh yeah, Adam's over there. Yeah.
I said, wow.
Well,
Hey,
he-
I was
he-
I got past and all that. I was like, golly, how much can only less than 10 people control one industry?
Yeah.
You know what
But
I'm
it
saying?
doesn't matter. Like it's
It's
like,
not that he's a dick or doing anything wrong, but god damn, they could get a different person for a different state.
You know, I think Joe brought him over because
I know he did.
He brought everybody from the comedy. Store.
Yes, he brought everybody, doormen, the
Yeah.
comics, everyone.
Yeah. So it's like whatever. I mean, that's its own world, and that's fine. It's like, but you just go where you create your own world. Like look at what you've created. You created your own thing.
Man, listen, it's just gonna grow. And I'm not saying the mothership didn't knock them. Like I've done it several times. I even did spots, and so it's dope. But I'm just saying, I couldn't believe the person that I was like trying to win over in Hollywood. And I go
you
out
go.
to Austin, and I'm like,
He's like,
so
"Hey,
who
what's
books
up?"
this place?
They go,
I'm like, fuck. Could you imagine? Like, you know, I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
But it is a small world too, dude.
Yeah,
it's like the
man,
comic
it's
shit
a
that
small
stays around, like
world,
you said, like
man.
like don't burn the bridges. But it's like, dude, people are good and people are bad, and then fucking the shit changes. You know, like then one day, you know, somebody new is at the Laugh Factory booking that, and then somebody, you know, is different at the Improv, and they fuck with you.
And
Just
it's
go.
all this, and then somebody's an agent now that was a
Yeah.
waitress, that was a door girl, or somebody's in touring now, that was a promoter, or somebody is in this that now owns a comedy club. That is like Casey. You met Casey. Casey was what do you say? He was a door guy. So
yeah.
Casey that owns Mic Drop with Hillary Hustings.
Yeah.
He's like, I started out. I was a door guy at the Tempe Improv.
Right.
Then I
And
ran
dude,
it.
all of the Tempe Improv is like bred everybody. It's like, Rita's from there, the Improv.
I didn't know Rita was.
Yeah, there are a lot of people. Adam was from there. They
Really?
work together. Yes. So Rita, like Adam,
Rita and Adam know each other.
and Paige, who used to book the Improv as well. I mean, it was a lot of people from there just went and broke out and started doing a lot of shit. But anyway, small world. Reps are important. Get the reps in. That's all that matters.
What was your year when I guess the needle moved for you, where you were like, oh shit, like
I think it's still moving. I mean, it's always.
Nah, he right now. He been rocking. Last Common Standing.
Oh, I mean, those are, dude, like you do little things. The Mad TV, I thought that would do something, it's like, it didn't do much, all these little things. It's all what you
Right
put out.
now, he's on international tour with Theo Von and the Rat King tour.
That really helped. I'll be
And
honest.
that helps
like,
because
that
he's
Theo
so
shit-
good that it's about exposure from people who want to be exposed to new talent. You're going to see Theo. Theo's gonna kill. He's fucking amazing. Who else is on this show? Because they know Theo's not just gonna put somebody up that ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like you're
Well, he wants a
bona
good
fide.
show, so it's like it's
Yeah,
it's
but you're
cool.
bona fide by the fact that there. So there's some comics. You go and you watch a show and you're like, all right, who the fuck are the openers, right? And a lot of headliners are like, I don't want no heat in front of me. So you go watch a show and everybody's trash until the person comes out, right? Theo ain't like that.
No,
He's funny.
no, he's got
all
like
the
this guy
time.
Lee Kimbrough's a killer. He's like
So
hosting.
if he walks out on that stage, it does not that feeling of like, where's fucking Theo? Nah, they're like, fuck that. This is all the fucking show. This is all
it's
Theo
really
set this
cool.
whole. This
It's
is the
really
Rat
cool.
King world. You know what I'm saying?
It's really cool, man. Because you go out there and for a second, especially like the new markets that we go that they don't know me or something, and we go to a lot of tertiary markets, the markets that aren't big cities.
Right. C D B E.
Yeah, like all these like Pikeville and all these like random places that like they don't get a lot of big acts, so they all come they
Yes.
come out of the woodwork, and it's great because he goes and gives them love, and they're like so stoked to have him, and then they get to discover me. I never played in these markets like fucking Casper, Wyoming, bro. Like
I've been to Casper,
yeah, and they got
but
this
only through colleges.
right. But I'm
Yeah,
saying like,
I've been
dude,
to
that's a
Casper.
place that
They have no
like,
football team. They have a rodeo team.
yeah, dude, it's crazy. And so like we go to these places, and then it would take me 10 years of touring clubs to do one, that one show that I do with him.
Yeah.
that has like 8,000, 10,000 people. That's 10 years of touring a club. You know what I mean?
If you're going to 200 a pop or
Yeah,
100
you
a
just
pop
keep
or
doing
whatever.
it. You just keep doing. So like they see me, and so like it's just such a good like. So that's moved the needle a lot. Like that exposure has been great. You do these shows coming up, they're like, oh, the exposure. It's nothing like being in front of 7,000, 10,000, 14,000.
And killing.
Yeah, and then you go lay it down,
That's
and then
the
they're
difference. You can go ask for that same opportunity, and then they're like, who the fuck was that?
Right.
Remind me to not go see him if he ever comes through here.
And it's
But
about
he's
being ready
rocking to
for
where
it.
they're in their phone while he's on stage.
It's about being ready for that moment. you know?
Yeah, but
And I was
they're
like,
he
oh,
said
shit.
they're in their phone trying to buy his tickets for when he's
pretty cool.
coming somewhere near.
It's pretty cool. It happens, and that's been like really helping me a lot now. And then social media, obviously, getting on that game. Because, dude, I realized I went against it so long because I was like, I want to be like those guys like back in the day that like grassroots,
Yeah.
like I'm a G, like I worked every club and I hit the road. But, dude, that now it's done. If you don't exist online, you do not exist to these people.
Yeah.
Even when they see me, they're like, I haven't never heard of you before. How could I have never, when they see me at his show, how the fuck I watch Kill Tony? How have I never,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, how have
I
I
have
never
tons of
seen
people in my
you?
comments be like, do Kill Tony,
Yeah,
Kill
yeah,
Tony.
yeah.
I'm
They
like,
don't
in
realize,
what
like-
capacity?
Yeah, they don't realize like what there's different levels and lanes.
Right.
And so they think like if you must have you done Rogan or are you not on Netflix? Like I don't know you. Like you know what I mean? Because their thing is like that. They don't realize
They're
there's so
telling
many-
you the outlets they consume comedy on.
right, exactly. So
And once I saw social media is where you're at with it, then I'm going to put it there.
right.
Because we haven't had a TV show where there's consistent stand-up on television in 20 years.
Right, like Comedy Central. What
When we
happened
were
with
young?
Comedy Central. Yeah, I was like, remember Comedy Central? You watch that, you go
Every
stand up all
day.
the time.
Yeah.
Like now, what the fuck is it? There's Netflix that has a special.
Cartoons.
They do
On Comedy Central?
Yeah.
It's cartoons all day. But they used to have stand-up all the time.
Right. Like,
Right.
remember, like, Lounge Lizards and, like, the fucking premium blends and all that?
It all.
They don't
Yeah,
have that.
I just watched a good YouTube video of somebody explaining the death and how they like died. They kind of just let like it was South Park was basically carrying Comedy Central, and then they made a deal with Paramount. I guess that was their last thing, and then there was something else that was keeping them. They talked about Dave Chappelle that was carrying them from a little bit.
Yeah, the Chappelle Show. Then it was, like, Key and Peele.
Yep, Key and Peele. And then they went away. And then there was one other show, forgot, that was really big on Comedy Central that kind of went away.
The
But-
prank show,
No, it wasn't a prank show. Fuck. I just watched this thing.
which is cool, but the stand-up is what I'm saying is missing.
Yeah, like, remember...
Because
there's,
it's
like,
one thing
there's,
if
like,
Comedy Central loses doing stand-up, which is crazy, and they should never have done this. At least through the wee hours of the night, should be some goddamn stand-up on. But at the same time, Comic View stopped, Def Jam stopped, late night stopped having longer sets.
Yeah.
So we went from you could get home off the bus and literally put on people doing comedy every day, whether it was Comic View or Def Jam or whatever. Like there was something on every channel, and now you cannot.
But now it's just flipped to the phone. I mean, it's like now you see it that way. And,
Yeah.
and it's whatever, man. It's like...
But the thing is, that shit you couldn't get access to that shit.
What do you mean?
You couldn't get access to Comic View, Comedy Central, like you had to go through the gatekeepers.
Oh, I see.
You want a late night spot? You better let Eddie Brill better fucking love you. You want to do Comedy Central? Val Sloot better love you. You want to do Def Jam? Bob Sumner better love you. You want to do Comic View? Then Robbie Reed better love you. Like you had 4 or 5 people.
Yeah.
Everyone had to go through, right? Or Montreal where they're filming some stuff. Oh boy, Jeff with the little hats.
Yeah.
He better love you.
Yeah.
Your phone, get a phone. The app is letting anybody post.
Yeah. I mean, it just...
Like there's no, that's the difference, man.
Right.
And so now we have, I think it's safe to say we have an oversaturation where you can find stand-up on the app. Anyone doing stand-up can post a video.
Yeah.
Right? So then somebody tells you like, oh, I don't see you on this, I don't see you on that, so you don't exist. Right? So he comes out old school style on a monster show and does what Amir does. And then, of course, the people are like, fuck yes.
Well, they want to see more. Like the shows tonight, bro. We had 2 fucking sold out shows on a Sunday, bro, in fucking Tacoma, where I would come and like get you.
And they
saw
were
it.
not at my club.
Yeah, I would.
Fuck me.
Dude, I told you, like,
Dog,
at that
I didn't know
time,
I was gonna open
at that
until
time, I hadn't
Thursday,
been here
bro.
for fucking 7 years. He's like, come through. I was like, I don't know what's gonna
No,
happen.
I had you here 2 years ago, but that
No, I'm
doesn't.
saying I hadn't been there in 7 years.
No, it just yeah, for them to be acting like you, where you been? Yeah, nah, it's not a big deal because like we're boys, and I think you'll come back and do my club. You're here for my podcast. That's obvious.
100% I'm coming.
Two, we gotta eat. So I'm not hating if you go there or not. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Eat. 3, the owner be doing my open mics. So you can't hate on me that much. You're popping at my club.
Right.
So I say all that to say, congratulations. That's dope because I saw us trying to grow it, and now 2 is on a Sunday is nuts.
Yeah, it's dope, and it's literally from that Theo shit. I'm telling you, like.
But when you came here and did the Theo at
We
the
did
Climate Pledge,
Yes, and that was a wild show. And then those ones, then like I do a little plug. I'll be like, hey, I'll be back in like a month. Bro, they buy the shit in the seats, and it's just like, and it's the people that fuck with me in that show. Out of all those people, and it's different in certain markets. Sometimes they won't be that much of a turnaround, but like a lot of places it is, because they want to discover, and it's cool because like Theo's introducing him to me. He's like his own sphere now. He's like become like a guy that could put people on,
yes,
like exactly like his podcast is one of the biggest podcasts in the world. So if he has you on, I haven't done it yet, but if he has you on, it's gonna move the
you
needle.
gotta have you on
Yeah, but I'm like a guy that doesn't pray. I could be more like that, I guess, but
because I want to do it, but it doesn't make sense that I'm sitting there before you're sitting there. You're on tour with him, but I mean, I don't really have a choice. I have to do as many podcasts and market. As soon as I get my announce date for my Netflix, it's go mode on
Well,
every
yeah, and no, I think when that
every
thing hits,
platform. I don't care if you got 300 people that listen to your shit.
Yeah.
I'll call in.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because I want people to watch the special. It's
Do
actually
you know Bobby
special.
and Santino and those guys or no?
I know Santino, and Santino was like, "You don't know Rogan? Oh, come on, man, that's just a phone call." I was
Yeah,
like, no,
I'm not
"Thank you,
cool
Andrew."
with him like that.
Fucking, and no, I don't know him like that.
Yeah, me neither. I mean,
I'm
I was
gonna do
always-
Tiger Belly. I found that out.
Yeah, Tiger Belly's
And
dope.
that's exciting.
Yeah,
And
Bobby's
so-
the shit. And Bobby, if he likes you, he'll put you on the other Bad Friends, I think.
Yeah, but if they do, they do.
Yeah.
If they don't, they don't. You know how that is. I'm not gonna. I would like to. I'll have whatever channels I'm supposed to send that through. And if they are attracted to that idea, then I'm down. If not, I have my own show, and we'll keep plugging away. We
right.
ain't no hoes around here either. I mean, we're doing.
Dude, you got a whole fucking setup, dude.
Well, they don't know all that. They only see what's on the screen.
I know, but I'm
But
just
you know
saying,
what I mean?
I'll tell him.
But what we're doing,
There's a room over there.
he has fucking jeans.
He has jeans over there. Yeah, like set up over there. There's a 3
Like we're
computer-
doing like 30,000 an episode over on YouTube.
Hell yeah.
I just
that's
got with I'm now at All Things Comedy as of last week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even have anything to say yet. They haven't even sent me nothing. That's how new
I need to
it is.
finish the onboarding.
I don't know. They sent it to you.
Yeah, I know. I need to do that. I will tomorrow.
There you go.
Bro.
And then me and Gary will do tomorrow. And
You got a lot going on, man. It's good. Just keep pushing and shit.
we all we got.
That's true. This is a guy that's, I mean, been working his ass off. Like you're one of those stories that I'll tell people. I'll be like, look, dude, this shit's a long road, and there's different ways to get there. There's guys like Nate, rolling around pushing his own shit when no one's fucking with him, just having his
It's a
own shit
fucking
on his
rap car.
Yeah, a rap car says Nate Jackson, and now look at you.
Grab one of these. How long we been going?
We're at 42 minutes.
Okay,
So
I'm
perfect.
gonna do another 10 because he's tired, man. He came straight in from Tennessee,
Yeah, sir.
Mhm.
Oh, Tallahassee.
Tallahassee. What's that say?
What's the dumbest way you've been injured?
Okay, what's the dumbest?
No,
way
no,
you-
no. Don't flip this shit on me, man. That was a question for you, my guy.
That's for both of us.
All right. I got one.
I
Okay.
didn't get injured, but I was like, I'm about to break my fucking arm if I can't get out of this thing.
What was it?
I don't even know what the contraption was, but it was something. It was some tool that was like torqued or whatever, and I was like, no, I'll just open it. And so I went to like open this thing, and then this hand slipped, and then this hand was just like going back to where I was like, okay, nothing's gonna. And I grabbed it, and like I barely got it off, and then it was like pack up, and it packed back down. Like I literally was about to break my
what
arm
the
in
fuck?
half.
What was it?
I can't remember. No, it was literally like a fucking tool, like
yeah.
for gardening or something.
Hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. A mole trap or something. But I just remember being like, I'm about to break my goddamn hand off. I was by myself.
Yeah, you're just like one of those situations. Like, is this shit about to happen to me
Yes.
right now? And I have to tell this dumb story.
Yeah,
Like, my
because you would
arm is-
like every time I
I'm
see somebody
fucking
with a
missing
cast
an
on-
arm because of this dumb tool.
Yeah, I'm thinking because you see somebody with a broken arm or ailment foot or something, and you're like, had to be all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Had to be a shark or something quick.
Yeah.
No, I was in my backyard like, oh fuck,
I see
oh
some
fuck,
facts.
for like 8 minutes. Oh fuck. Oh, am I
Nobody
about to
the
lose my
hell-
fucking arm? Like, I got it off. I was like, Jesus Christ. So that's the dumbest, for sure, the way that I almost fucked me up because I voluntarily grabbed it.
Dude, I've seen some videos, dude, on my feed. I don't know why my algorithm's so fucked up, but it's like,
You seen injuries on yours?
dude, it's like some factory in India, and the lady gets like sucked in. You know what I mean?
Yanked in.
Like her fucking little, her quilt one like and like pulled her in. And, she's like, and it like wraps her in the fucking thing, and you're like, oh, that lady is gone.
Yes.
And it's like fuck shit like that, and you're like thinking because there was
So
a thought of
you-
oh fuck,
Yeah.
and then boom, you're done.
It's done. There used to be. You used to have to look for that. You have to go watch like. You have to get like your boys and like sneak and watch Faces of Death.
Oh yeah, Face of Death.
Now that's just like you could just swipe up after a puppy
Accidentally.
video.
yeah, guys falling off a building. You're like fuck,
Yeah, like
that guy
damn
just
it!
died.
I was about to go on Pornhub after this.
It's like this was the last time this building climber climbed a building.
Yeah. And it's like my boys will just send, like this.
My algorithm's crazy right
Well,
now.
dude, because your friends will send you dumb shit, and you look at
You
one of
watch
those,
one,
you're, like,
you're
fuck, and my
done.
whole thing is like people dying. I'm like, dude,
Mine is. I'm not watching a bunch of death. Like I'd have found a way to be like not interested.
Yeah, yeah.
But what I'm getting right now is a lot of really thick girls with Down syndrome.
Yo,
And I
me
don't
too,
know
man.
what-
Me
For a
too.
hot minute.
I think they're pushing it. They're like, yo,
Yeah.
Something happened where it came through, but then you like watch a couple of them, you're like, oh, definitely getting that for a minute.
It's that and
it's the slow pan up for me. Like, why would you start at the long, beautiful legs, fat ass, smooth back, get up to the top, and then she turns like, hello. I'm like, oh my God. Like, and then another guy pops on the screen and goes, yeah, we both going to hell. I'm like, what?
That's funny.
those videos and people with Down syndrome, well, they'll be playing like musical instruments, but they suck.
I ain't seen that.
Yeah,
I saw one guy
shit.
just beating the shit out of a keyboard with his foot. That shit was hilarious.
I can see that.
Yeah, but somebody put like Bach under it, so it looked like he was playing a masterpiece.
Fuck.
But he was just fucking up these three
Fuck.
keys. So my algorithm is fucked right now.
Yeah.
But what's the stupidest injury?
Oh, dude. Well, I have one where I broke my thumb, the same thumb twice.
What?
So I did one time when I was wrestled in high school.
Thumb wrestling?
That's hilarious. Fuck that, bro. Arm wrestling, bro. I was arm wrestling fucking the Rock and shit. No, I was wrestling, right? Like it was wrestling practice.
Yes.
And then like just a fucking stupid, like I put my thumb down like this on the mat, and then somebody's whole weight fell on top of me
Yeah.
and my thumb, cracked that shit, broke it like this.
Damn.
And then that was like a dumb way. And then like fucking 4 years later or something at UCLA, playing like intramural football with like my friends and shit, fell on the same thumb, same shit. Some dude fell on my back, my thumb goes out, same exact thumb, fucking broke again.
Same spot.
Yeah, so it was a dumb injury, you know. I was like, fuck, in the mud, like that.
Fuck.
This one's fucked up. Yeah, it's like way fatter than this one.
Does it work though?
It works, yeah, but it's like when it gets cold and shit, you know, those
Oh, yeah,
injuries,
you
it's
get
like
it.
I can't move it and shit.
I'm glad you can use your thumb because that's literally just between us and marsupials.
Yeah.
You almost injured yourself
with the
back into a
facts,
goddamn
dude.
primate. All right, mine that I grabbed. Oh no, well, this is one that DC grabbed.
Oh, you already got that one?
This
sorry.
could be funny.
Go ahead.
Who or where would you haunt if you were a ghost?
Damn, that's a good one. Who would you haunt if you were a ghost? Probably my exes, bro. Just all my ex
The white
girlfriends.
lady.
Huh?
The white
Probably
lady?
just all of them. Just like, I told you, bitch.
I
told you, man.
I'm gonna make it. I like it.
What would be yours?
There's no such thing as black ghosts. So, no such thing. There'd be so many slaves. So I will haunt, an ex, or like I would haunt.
Like some bully or some shit, somebody fucked you
Not
up.
even really that. Like somebody that like say if I'm dealing with somebody and then I die, like nobody else, I'm gonna be defending the pussy.
Oh, haunting
Like that
them, yeah.
goddamn goalie in overtime.
Oh.
No, grabbing your dick. Why is my dick freezing? Get it out of here, motherfucker. Nobody's gonna fuck if you pull your dick out and it gets cold. You're gonna head out of there. You're leaving. And she's like, I can't get a single man to love me. Yeah, that's right, bitch. Boo, bitch. Boo, bitch. So listen, I'm the only gonna say a bitch. Did somebody say this boo, bitch? Out loud? Bitch.
Bitch.
So where can they find you? Tell them that
You can
stuff.
find me amircomedy.com. That's got all my tour dates and stuff on there.
Yeah.
I don't know when you're putting this out, but yeah, amircomedy.com. All my handles on socials are
Yeah.
at Amir Comedy.
Outstanding.
That's it.
And then what you got? What's the next 3 things on the road?
3 things on the road. San Antonio. Next week I got a big run, dude. I got San Antonio. I got Ontario, which is Toronto.
Okay.
Canada.
Canada's from Ontario, not IE Ontario.
No. Toronto, Canada.
San Antonio and Ontario, Canada in the same weekend?
Bro, I'm going from San Antonio, flying to Ontario, then I'm flying back to Toledo, then I'm doing Omaha, and that's that weekend.
That's all with Theo?
No, that's all just my own solos, but they're all like sold out.
Which
Like,
is cool, but who the fuck routed you?
I routed it like an idiot because I do my shit in between Theo's shit. Then the next week we're gonna be like in Chicago together, so I'll be back on the road with him.
Right, but why did you randomly take Ontario, Canada?
That was just because we had to push the date. I don't know, I had to reschedule a date and it just fit in the middle. And it was just like, dude, I'm gonna be in cities for like 16 hours. You know what I mean? Like 16 hours, do the show, get the hell out.
Oh,
you know, it's
yeah,
like
we know. You tell it, we know.
So it's like, you know, people are like, oh man, did you get to go do this? Did you get to go? No, you just fucking go
We
and get
ate,
the fuck
we
out.
pooped, and we left.
I was just.
I
telling
mean, you
somebody
do that event, you know, like in the beginning, I would do like spend a couple days, you do a weekend.
Nah, ain't no couple days.
He took me to Europe. Never been to Paris before. I'm like, oh, dope. We were in Paris for 14 hours.
That's wild. Hey, buddy, that's crazy.
I went to the Eiffel Tower.
Well, no,
He
you,
stayed
if
in.
you go to
He
that,
stayed in.
If I'm going to Dubai, motherfucker, like on a 25-hour flight or something, I'm gonna chill for a week.
Yeah,
Dude.
but we did
Australia.
17. We did
Have you done Australia yet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
you
did
stayed
4.
or you came home?
Huh?
You stayed in Australia or you came home?
Well, Young Rock was filmed in Australia, so I was there 3 months.
Oh, okay,
Me and
so you
Adam
got
Ray
time,
were
man.
gigging the fuck out of Brisbane's
Adam
little
Ray?
comedy club. Yeah.
Yeah.
He played
was
Vince McMahon on the show.
Of course. Adam, dude, he's a G. I love him.
Yeah,
He's killing it right now, too.
on fire.
Yeah.
Seattle guy.
And Adam and I did a lot of bullshit together, like throughout the comedy careers.
Yes.
Like a lot of milestones together, like co-headline together, like
Nice.
Mad TV together, like a lot of little cool
Ton
stuff.
of stuff.
I love him. Yeah, he's a big
Yeah,
boy.
that's my guy, man. I'm have him on here too
Hustler,
at some point.
dude.
For sure.
We did Hawaii together. We did what's it called? Adam Devine's house party. He was like hosting all of them.
Yeah.
Oh, dope.
So we
I
spent.
just
Hawaii.
met Adam Devine. I did the rock and roll show at the Comedy Store.
Oh yeah, he's a dope.
Yeah,
man.
he was on
Adam's
that
a
one.
Great dude.
And so he had Adam Devine's. He had a Hawaii thing.
He had the house party. Remember? It
Yeah,
was like
yeah,
Comedy
yeah.
Central's whatever. That was like the new fucking premium blend or whatever.
Yeah.
So me and Dino Archie, I don't know if you know Dino, one of my best friends. We went out there. He lives in Canada now, but he was
Archie's in
LA.
Canada,
Yeah.
Ontario.
No. He's in Vancouver.
The cool. So he's here.
Yeah, basically.
Mhm.
So anyway, he had that show, and then Adam Ray was out there. We were just fucking, you know, when you get to do shit with
Fucking
your
around.
comedy buddies.
You
Man,
rode
it's nothing
bikes?
like- dude, we rode like those Vespas and shit, like all around the island. It was so fun, man.
Yeah.
Just those memories you have, like, you know.
That's
Even
the
me
part.
and Mo,
That's
like-
the part, man.
Like being like in the Middle East with Mo Amer, we were like out in the freaking like we're in the Persian Gulf, bro. Like comedies here, like in the middle of the night, dude. Just me and that dude, just like fucking
On a
going. Like,
fucking
comedy
boat.
brought us here, just chilling. Yeah, you're like,
Yeah, I
what
said
are we
I
doing?
went to Dubai and I was on this. I just went to eat at this cafe thing, but you know they don't do nothing small. And I'm sitting there and a fucking tortoise goes under the little bridge water thing right by me and then comes back.
Yeah.
And this is indoors. I'm like, they have a fucking tortoise indoor, and tortoises are like 150 years old. And this ain't no little tortoise. This motherfucker's bigger than this rug, just the shell on it.
Yeah.
And I looked down at it and I looked up and the fucking Burj Khalifa was like right there. And I was like, how does writing jokes
Bring you here.
bring you here?
It's so impressive, Dubai. Like you got to see it once in a life. I think you have to go. Did you go to the mall? With that big-ass piece of the ocean?
I
I don't know. You go to the mall, but they have like a fucking piece of the ocean in that motherfucker. It's like an aquarium with like full, like a school of tuna that are like 200-pound tuna that are just swimming around that bitch. Like sharks that are like 14 feet long.
I
in
didn't
the
go.
mall.
I didn't go. I think it's called the on.
I guess so. I don't know.
Put
what
it in the
name is.
comments. But then you can go surfing in the mall.
You can go skiing in the mall.
Yeah, I seen a video of skiing.
It's just crazy because they're like, I heard that they're like, hey, if you're gonna build something in Dubai, like you have to make it so impressive that they want people to leave the Middle East or Dubai in that region and come home and talk like we were talking.
Yes.
Like it's the most craziest 7-star. They're like, it's like, what the fuck you talking about? It's 5-star. No, we're 7-star. You know, they
Yes.
make like whatever they want to make it extra.
Yeah, it was amazing. Then and I felt lied to. You know,
Well, how
I just
so?
felt lied to because you see everything Middle Eastern they
Oh,
show
of
you
course. Yeah.
is dusty desert, head wrapped camel riding, durka bombs exploding, and that's not me just pushing propaganda. It was already there. I got there and was like, what?
That's
Like
crazy.
I went to Abu Dhabi, Bahrain, and
Did you go to Qatar?
I did
Yeah.
Qatar too for the military.
Nice.
So we did Qatar for New Year's Eve, probably 7 or 8 years ago. They had us at Al Udeid Air Force Base.
Wow.
It was me, Lunel, and J Mac. You remember J Mac from Phoenix? He used to do Blood Cuz.
I think so. Yeah.
He's opening for Mike Epps for a minute, but
I would
J
see
Mac's
it
boy
sometime.
Sammy put it together. And we went and we went to the open air markets. We seen like 300 dudes all arms interlocked doing this fucking dope ass
It's pretty
dance.
cool. The culture's cool too, man. You see all
Then
the-
they washed it. It was like they washed the market with just like 50 people using push brooms, and they just threw like hella water down, and then everybody lined up the push brooms, and they just pushed a river across the whole thing, and then pushed it out.
Yeah.
And then right after that, it got dark, and then all these purple lights came up, and all these other lights, and it turned into a bazaar at night. And then like you could go up into the tops of the building, and then like have tea on the rooftops and
That's
shit.
cool. You go to the shops where they sit down and have tea with you. And
That's
shit?
what I'm saying.
Yeah, like, you want to buy a rug. You don't just buy a rug. You sit down for like an hour.
You have a
And then the
conversation.
guy says a number, you say a number, you have tea, they sweeten you up. It's like the price is not the price ever.
Ever.
Yeah.
No price tag on that shit. So that was, I mean, and that's the kind of thing I'm walking around doing. And I'm like, Jokes did this?
It's cool. It's just so cool. We have the most blessed.
What's the most surreal moment ever?
I'm trying to think. There was one moment where it was like I won a contest. It was like the Bay Area comedy competition.
You didn't win the Bay Area Black.
Yeah, it was the Bay Area Black Comedy Competition, and then they called it the Bay Area. It was like the year they stopped calling it that. I won that, and it was
Okay.
20,000 total. It was from Tommy T's, but KBLX put up the money, so that's why the money was there. 20 grand total.
Yeah.
So it was like a D payout. So we're like, fuck it. Me and my boy Dino, we're like, let's go. I had no money. I had like $500 in the bank for both of us. Like we're like, all right, let's go. We'll stay in a hostel. Go up there, and then like Dino got knocked out. It was like 6 rounds. You got to be there for like 5 days. And we're like, fuck, we'll stay in a hostel.
Right.
The rounds keep going. And I kept going through. I think Tony came up there too. Like a bunch of guys came because the money was a lot
Right.
for that time. This was 2012, dude. I started in 2009. And so like, this is like, dude, there's a deep payout. I know I'm going to play somewhere. You know, I just had like that sort of confidence in it.
I'm gonna get into the money.
Yeah, I'll get some money, you know, $1,000, $1,500, but whatever. So I go up there, and then and I keep going. I'm like, fuck, this is dope. Like, but we're running out of money. Like, we don't have money to stay in the goddamn hostel anymore. And then like Dino got bumped out, so I'm like, fuck, I'm putting us both up now. You know, like no money, dude. I like literally make it to the finals. Now I'm in the finals. I go put my credit. This is one of my favorite stories. So I put my credit card down because you know Tommy's still fucking charging you for drinks in the competition.
Comics, yeah.
So you're like, all right. Then the bartender's like, can I get a card? I'm like, here, for my drink. And I get my drink, and then they're like, your card declined. I was like, fuck. I'm like, can you just wait till the end of this? You know, we're in the finals. Like, I think I'm going to place.
Right.
You know? And she's like, yeah, no worries. So I go, I do my set. I'm like second, you know? And at the end, like, it was one of those sets where everything you're saying is fucking, you know, like, where you're just like on fire. Like, it was, I was spitting gold.
Crush.
And I was just destroy. I mean, I couldn't have said anything better. You know what I mean? There wasn't a word I could have done different.
Yes.
That would have made it better. And I fucking I mean, this bartender's like, I think you are, you know, they're all like, they're bringing me the trophy. I'm second. They're bringing me the fucking thing going here. And then like.
And here's your bill.
Yeah, then there's like 8 more people. No, 8 more people go up. I gave the bartender $100. I like won the whole fucking check.
Nice.
I won $10,000. At that time, 10,000 was $1 billion.
Dude, that's so much money.
I was crying on the way home. You know, me and D, I gave Dino $500. I mean, that was one of my most surreal like comedy, like favorite.
Can't pay for a drink. $10,000.
$10,000. And I was shaking when I was at the bank, dude, like cashing that check. Because I had him cash me out like a couple $100. And then just a tip and whatever. And then I'm driving home just crying in the car going, this is fucking nuts. Like when I found out like when you're, and it happens like that, I don't know if it happened for you. Anytime I was on my last fucking dollar or whatever, comedy, some shit would happen in comedy where whether it was a competition or you got a break and they're like, hey, come do this gig with me on the road. Or like some big dog would come and get you and do a gig. Like always something would happen where it was like, oh, dude, you're in the right place. You know what I mean? Like
I do feel like, I was going to wrap up, but this is,
I know,
we'll get to some juice now, man. Shit. I feel like the universe does Hansel and Gretel, right? Not like the dark parts of the movie, but the part where there's like a path littered with like treats to show you, right? So I feel like anytime I've been in comedy or really even in relationships or around or friendships in my life, and I'm on a path that I should not be on, ain't no morsels on the ground.
Right.
Because as soon as I switch or I do another thing, something right away gives, and I'm like, this is what the fuck I need
You're
to be.
supposed to be doing this. Yeah.
Break up with a girl that I've been spending so much time and not focus on my shit.
Right.
We break up right after that. Somebody's like, yo, you want to do a run through the entire fucking South?
Like that's
I'm like, what? Yeah, I obviously, thank you, God. Thank you for that. And I've been following the path of least, it's not the path of least resistance, but I've been following
you've been getting the morsels.
The path that's been rewarded with blessings that I feel like I'm being guided by a thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
And
no,
it's
I
not
feel
like you
that.
haven't been in the game forever. Like we've been doing this shit.
Right, but if to be in the game for 24 years, that means I've had
crazy.
24 years of times to completely lose everything I've ever had and not make it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For the nose to win.
Yeah.
It's impossible now to fail.
Right.
That's where we're at now.
Yeah.
Even if I'm like, I don't want to go on stage no more. I just want to sit in this room and do this. This will work.
Right.
If I go, I just want to sit at the club and run that will work. If I go, I just want to focus on the clothing line, that will work. If I go, I just want to do music, that will work, right? Because now, like, you can have a dream, you can have an idea, you can have whatever, but you need to be able to push it. And because of from the money I've made on stand-up, I can push any dream to reality.
You have means to do it now. Yeah.
It's just that simple.
But
and $10,000 literally changed your whole
Dude,
shit.
at that time, 10,000 was
Dog.
$1 billion to me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
so much.
And
I
it's
won the
just-
Bay Area Black and got $5,000 and was like,
You wanted to? You wanted to?
no, so I don't think you did the Bay Area Black.
Dude, it was like the year after they didn't have the Bay Area Black, so now it was called this. It
They
was,
didn't have it, and yeah, there was a gap where they didn't have it. What they is Tony Spires.
right.
Tony Spires was my original manager. By I don't know, it wasn't 2010. I want to say 2012 was the last year they
2012
did
was,
it.
2011 was the last year they did it. So in place of that,
Right.
Tommy T goes, "Hey, we're gonna do this thing," but they called it the Bay Area Comedy
Yes,
Contest.
and then Tony
And it
Spires was so hot
Right.
that his thing for 24 years is now Tommy just was going to throw it on his own.
Right.
He was pissed.
So they had it in all these different venues.
Yes.
You know, they had it in Tommy's other venues.
Yep.
And then like, so then that's where your preliminary rounds were here.
But you
there.
guys had money. Do you know the Bay Area Black?
But it wasn't from Tommy, it was from KBLX.
Which I know. But
Yeah.
but way prior to me, maybe 15 years, the Bay Area Black was so big that Pepsi funded the whole thing.
Wow.
Check this out.
What was the prize money on that though?
$5, $10,
Yeah.
$15,000.
But this was like
I'll tell you the price one year.
what?
If you win the Bay Area Black, you're going to be on 6 episodes of In Living Color.
No way. Who won that?
Jamie Foxx.
You're lying.
Yeah. Wanda.
That's how he got on there?
Wanda is a character from his set that he did the Bay Area
wow.
Black.
I didn't know that that's the history of that.
Dog.
I
he-
did not know that.
Straight onto In Living Color.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
I did not know
Pandemonium.
that
I'm
shit.
sure there's like some hurdles and loops to that because it's not like Keenan was like, if you win, I have you. But that was part of the shit. Like, if you win this, you get to go on In Living Color. Now, I don't know if that means you get 1 episode or 6 or whatever, but Jamie fucking obviously turns on.
Tommy was like, "Oh yeah, you won this. Now you got to come work for me for free for 2 weekends."
That's what he said. You're supposed to
I
get
think
2
he was
weekends.
Yeah, no shit. He's like, "No, man, you won this." Because like, I don't think he can stand giving someone a check for 10. You know what I mean? Like
They hurt
nothing
him.
coming back to him.
It
you know?
hurt. It hurt him.
So I don't know, man. I mean, I whatever.
Especially since you guys did shows all over the city. It's not like he got all the food and bev.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like
I'm
don't know,
gonna do a festival August 14th through the 17th.
You should do a festival.
No, I am. The Super Funny Festival, because on August 14th is my birthday. But the Emerald Queen has booked me there.
Okay.
So I'm on the billboard for 5 months. The 15th through the 17th, Tony Rock is headlining my club.
Okay.
So I'm like, that's enough. Let's
Yeah,
anchor
part of the
everything and throw a fucking festival.
Yeah.
So
Tony's killing it right now too.
you know where you're going to be, right?
Where?
Them days, you booking yourself. Do you know where you'll be August
I
14th
don't,
through the
I
17th?
don't know. Yeah, I don't
Take
know
a look,
that
man.
part.
I'd love to have you back.
Yeah.
Pay you up, and
Hell yeah. I'd love to work with you.
but
again.
you have
That
to
was fun.
teach something.
Teach?
You have to teach something.
I can teach.
You have to give some game during the day on one of them days. We'll
Yeah,
call it
man.
a seminar, but you got to something,
I'm with that. I like that.
or don't come. If you're not willing to give, no, for real, if you're not willing to give back to the game, if you're not willing to give back to the game,
Dude, I love giving back to the game. As long as you're serious about the game, I'll talk to you all day long. You know, like there's guys that come down, like you're serious about coming, I'll talk to you for hours. I love talking
Yes.
shop, and I know you do too.
Same, shooting the shit forever.
Yes.
But that is my criteria, and I'm going to fly out agents and fly out reps. I'll fly them out and spoil them and all that. So people who want to see the representation, all that, they'll be here. But I want my guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where like, you know,
And that's a
fuck
good
with
idea.
you.
That's a good idea for
Yeah.
the culture you created around here.
Mm-hmm.
You
But
know?
people will come from all over for that.
Hell
Sue
yeah.
Ross coming from New York, and Kenesha's coming from, like, people are gonna fly in.
And you build it, dude. You build that shit. And you just
Yeah.
have a home-based type festival thing you do for yourself.
Got to do it.
Hell yeah.
But I won't hold you no longer. So thank you for taking the time out after 2 sold out shows. I had a show tonight that was sold out too. Like to think that we can have them kind of conversations and then come sit around for is nuts.
It's crazy.
I'm so happy for you for the success that you're having, that the people actually get to be exposed to you and appreciate you for you, your way, not the way somebody else presented you.
Likewise, bro.
You know what I'm saying? That it's taken off and it's working. And yeah, you're a builder, bro. So keep building.
Love you, G.
My
Dude, this
guy.
was fun, man. Thanks for having me on.
For sure.
Yes, sir.